kind of worked it all kind of worked itself out. Hold on one second. Got it. And then since I was born in St. Petersburg, I wanted to come back to St. Pete. So me and my buddy were driving around, and I found a sign that was on the Intercoastal, and I called, and it was a 7-month lease. So I moved to the beach 6 months ago. Love it. Probably never turn back. My goal is to focus more on working remotely.
Yeah.
So, but I wear a lot of different hats, man. Like I held my real estate license down here. I kind of let my real estate license go up in Minnesota because I'm not really going to be going back there too often anymore. I also work as a logistics business manager in the mornings. So pretty much calling a bunch of drivers, trying to earn their business. And like we have a certain software system that can blanket the load boards so we can see high paying freight faster than anyone else. And then I don't know, just mixing my business with my passions. I was like working like once a week bartending at the local country club down here in Pasadena, but I just quit that just because I wanted my Sundays back, and I haven't been golfing as much. I wanted to focus more on myself and starting this automation. Really, it's something that me and Anton have talked about previously. And before I left, actually like literally the week prior to me leaving to come down here to work on that boat, I bought like $2,000 worth of like Bitcoin, and that like tripled within like 6 months. And then I cashed out a little bit. I took out like 2,500, and I still have like now I still have like $3,000 in there right now. So then I spoke to Anton a couple days ago just about this automation, because like literally like that's something that like I can't stop like stressing about, because like my whole goal is to like be able to work off of a Wi-Fi connection, and then I can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm a pretty big traveler. I've been to close to 20 countries, and I want to continue that. However, like you got to put in hard work to, make, pretty much like create those seeds and make those seeds grow. So after talking to Anton, I figured I'd start going with the fund and grow process. And I called them yesterday or 2 days ago. And the lady that I spoke with was like, this is great. Like, you're already ahead of the game. You have a lot of business credit already, because I started my LLC 4 years ago. And then I also started I started a car rental business when I came down here too. So I bought a 2010 Toyota Prius, which makes me about $50 a day. So that just kind of rents itself out. So I have 2 LLCs, and then what I'm probably going to do is develop a 3rd LLC just for automation.
And then that's
just
sort of like our thing. We have 3 partners, and then we have a main company. So all 3 of us have our LLC, and then our main company is called TED. We're trying to basically develop $2 million in business credit over the next 24 to 36 months in each one of them. So with the help of Fund and Grow, educating us on getting the initial business credit, but now showing us how to make our corporate credit look good through Dun & Bradstreet and all that stuff, we should be able to get 2 million just with our cash flow that we have going through each one of the businesses, be able to get up to that 2 million in unsecured business corporate credit, within 24 to 36 months. So that's cool, man. Like everything that you're talking about is what, I've known Anton, like we were roommates, back in the day, in this kind of like bachelor house and stuff like that. I got my journey just because I was working 80 hours a week. I've done different things with Anton. It's kind of funny. Like I've done different things with him where it hasn't come to fruition. And all of a sudden, you start talking to him like, yeah, I put $700 into this one coin and now it's worth $150,000. It's like, oh shoot, the one thing I didn't do. So, let's keep talking. Let's keep that open. But it was kind of in reverse. Like I started automation with Amazon. I I got $50,000 to get going. I had to pay 30,000 for the franchise fee, 20,000 for the basically for inventory. And this company, now they could show that they could make money. And the guy who was making the money, he ended up being a better marketer than fulfillment. He ended up bringing on 600 partners within 2.5 to 3.5 months,
Oh
paying
wow,
30,000 a piece. So
it's a
he
lot of
made,
money.
oh man, he made over $22 million just like that. But he went from a good store that he could show everyone to trying to duplicate that as an impossibility. Like, so basically, I paid that franchise money to have 2 to 3 workers on my store that are supposed to just be mine. Well, it turned out those 2 to 3 workers were working on like 30 other stores because he just couldn't fill spots and duplicate himself. So basically, I started this November 2019. I didn't get my first sale until March of 2020, 5 months into it. 5 months. So
Wow.
imagine having 50 grand on the line. You
Yeah,
think everything is working great and you get that first sale. Now I was happy and grateful, and I still talk about that towel holder that I sold at 9 o'clock at night when I was driving to Tennessee. It was awesome, it punches up on my phone, you know. But I thought that was how it worked. Like, you put in all this money, you don't get anything for 5 months. That's not how it all works, man. You talk about Anton, we're 5 months in on his store and he's already at 100 grand in sales,
yeah,
so it's like, it's not how
like
it works. But
yeah,
luckily, for me, I just saw the writing on the wall, and I could either cry like I had a couple nights
right.
and keep on crying, or I could just take the bull by the horns and take the, and basically figure things out. So we bought a course. We've bought in several courses since then. We've we just started figuring things out. So I get a year into it, and all of a sudden I've done 100 and some thousand, 149,000 in a year, not even know what I'm doing after taking over my own store. And I showed it to Anton. Anton's, at this time he has that coin money. He's like, I got some money, like, let's do something, like, I was like,
Yeah,
all right, and I didn't know where it would turn out to or what. I started speaking some things into existence, once I started figuring things out. I was like, you know what? I think I could have 10 partners. I think I could get all 10 partners making, $3,000 to $5,000 a month, even $2,000, even $500 a month, but
right.
have it all come out of this funding growth. That was my whole mindset once I found funding growth. It's like, I was crying in the beginning, like coming up with money and how to pay it and stuff like that. And if the shit hit the fan, like, I was going to be responsible for that. When I got funding growth, all of a sudden that went from personal to business. And then you start seeing how, like, you talk about like a Donald Trump or something that bankrupts. He doesn't bankrupt himself. He bankrupts a business, that he
Right.
can walk away from and still be okay going forward. So I was like, all right, I figured out separation. I figured out, how can I get, if I work with someone, how can I get them to sleep at night and me to sleep at night? And so that's how Fund and Grow came in. And now we've got people getting, some people don't get as much. Some people get a lot. Like, I just had a guy get $168,000 on his second. He's only on his second pull. He has one more pull to go. So he'll end up getting well over 200,000,
Damn.
and now this is a guy. So you talk about that 9 to 5 and stuff. This guy loves his job, makes good money, but it would be nice where you're not stressing about things, your retirement, all these type of stuff you think about, you dream about, or you've heard about, where you can just go get some business credit and start these things. And not, and originally when I did, I was like, I was working 80 hours a week. I had some money, or I could get some money. Let someone else do it. Let their expertise do it. That was the whole dream mindset. I had done network marketing. I had done different things like that. I couldn't learn a new thing, and actually have it make me $2,000 a month, like,
Right.
so this all came with it just started working. So we just started taking little baby steps. We started meeting people in the industry and stuff like that. And now we're running 10 stores. So we got to the level that I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to 10 partners and get them all fund and grow money, show them how basically on their, by their 13th month, we're making them at least $2,000 take home. So that's the money that they put in Fund and Grow. That's the money they got in business credit. That's the money they pay us as a franchise fee, all that stuff. They're still making $2,000 a month by their 13th month. Now, to me, that sounds pretty good when I got you some free Fund and Grow money or some inexpensive Fund and Grow money, you know, and we can build this. So that was the main thing. Obviously with Anton, he gets a chance to meet a lot of people. So we've branched out to different things. You know, I don't know what all he's talked to you about. Like I have a YouTube channel where I have someone building that. We have the trucking thing where we bought a truck and someone's going to be running that. We got Facebook, just different things. Like my whole thing is, since we have cash flow going, if I can get myself in $1 million of debt, but I can cover all the bills with the cash flow that's coming through, I'm good with it, man.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where we're at. We basically invest ourselves in these partnerships, and then we just give the results. If they're going good, they're going good. Like I've had some things still not go good, and I've invested in. That's just part of the gig, you know. That is part of the gig. But we have a comfort level with some things right now, and then some things we're testing that we won't even bring up to people until we've got a good track record with it, you know, and stuff like that. So that's basically where we're at. We have a team. We have 20 employees. They're our employees. They're in the Philippines. They work under our roof. We pay the rent, the electricity. We buy the computers, the different things like that. So the Amazon thing is in-house. That is me. That's what I do all day long. I manage that with our employees there in the Philippines. Different things that we've started working, those are just partnerships with people. We have a couple ideas, you know, in the fly of what kind of value we can bring to a person that might own something that's related to the trucking or something like that. But none of that has come through completely where we're running something like that or anything like that. But
okay.
So for you, and you've seen like some of Anton's numbers and stuff like that, what do you feel you want to get into, or you gonna wait till this money comes from Fund and Grow? What's your thoughts, man? Like,
yeah, from what Anton said, you guys aren't going to be taking any clients for another like couple months here. So pretty much just getting my business credit to maximize that, and then I'm willing to take on risk. I'd like to start with an Amazon store. I mean, that kind of seems where the money's at right now. I'd also like to start educating myself a little bit more in crypto, and I'd like to start you know, trying to, like, I know one of my buddies that lives on the island, he's set up like some really good nodes, I guess is what they're called. And now he makes like, you know, $500 or $600 a day, just making sure that like just checking it, you know, and whatnot. So
that's very
those are
cool.
like, I would say that's like the two biggest things in the next 6 months that I would really like to start moving towards. Like right now, like financially, like I'm okay. Like I'm not really hurting for a paycheck. But I would like to start putting my funds into something that's making me money every day.
Yeah, the Amazon thing is a great, like, just the cash flow part of it. Like US Bank will contact me and they're like, what the hell are you doing? Like American Express will call us and be like, hey, let's take you out to lunch. What the hell are you doing? You know, like it's just crazy to be able to, like right now I'm buying $80,000 a month, and to be able to have that paid off within 45, 60, you know, sometimes 75 days. That's just this past month. We're always rolling it. But to banks, to credit cards, to those type of things, man, they're like, you're paying your bill, like, sweet, you know, like it's awesome. It gives us the opportunity that when we went to go get our truck, Like we literally just showed them our brand new business, but it had a couple payments run through it, and they're like, "Oh, here's 50 grand." You know, like
Yeah.
no money out
Hell
of our
yeah.
pocket. They approved us with 50 grand, and now we own a truck that we just have to pay the $1,100 note on that. That money they just gave us because we have cash flow running through a business. You know what I
For
mean? So
sure.
it's
For
just
sure.
it's like a tool to get you into every avenue that you might want to get into, and having cash flow assets like taxes and everything, like everything. It shows like I don't make money really if you're just rolling it back in, but you're able to qualify for more money doing that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then with taxes, I'm not getting killed from it because I'm just reinvesting. I'm building my asset through inventory. And I can sell it all. I can sell my whole business right now, probably for 120 grand, like, or even more, or just where
Yeah.
it's at right now. Probably 220 grand where it sits right now. So it's like a house, but it's cash
Yeah.
flowing more than a house. You
Yeah.
know, like
Absolutely.
I always try to tell people, I relate this to a house. If you could find a $200,000 house right now, which you can't, if you wanted to buy that and rent it, you'd have to come up with 20%. That's 40 grand. Your note on that is like 1,200. You rent it for 1,800. You know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You're getting $600 a month. That's 6,000. That's 7,200 for a year, right? But then the roof goes bad, and this, that, the next. Don't get me wrong. I want to buy 25 homes before I'm done, but in this instance with Amazon, you're putting that money in there. You're making more than that $600 a month for that 40,000 that you would have bought in a house. You just have to do that one time, and you're making way more than that. And I related to that. You know, it's a inventory asset, just like a house is a hard asset that you could liquidate if you need to. Well, this same thing with Amazon. So we are doing like a fast track for people that might be an interest for you. Basically, we have these 20 people working. They are assigned to people, but they have different jobs that they specialize in. So in the Amazon game, if you were to jump in any Facebook group right now, the thing that you're going to find that everyone either is having success or they're complaining and quitting is contracts and then capital. That's all this business is. Contract with wholesalers and then capital to fund your business. When people talk about competition at Amazon, there's 4,000 people that start Amazon every single day. The average person that makes one sale out of that is less than 1%. But when they do, it's 100,000 they make, and they make $10,000 profit. I beat the averages because I went and got capital eventually. The contracts, I had to pay multiple groups of Facebook groups on how to get these contracts. But now that I've done that, we know how to go get contracts. So we have a fast start where we basically set people up with, we try to get them a couple of purchase orders and a couple contracts with wholesalers that is yours, that you literally can source that. So say if you had 25 G's to put into inventory, which would on average make you $2,500, that contract's yours. You go buy, say, 10 different products, buy 100 of each or 20 of each or whatever it might be, and you reach your $25,000 max. You're waiting for that to start selling now. When it's time to go buy again, when you get that 2 weeks of money coming in, now you go right back to the same contract. You reevaluate it because the prices change every single day, every single week. You reevaluate it, and now you just keep buying from that one contract. Like we have a contract with Anton right now that's food, like specialty food.
Okay.
His one contract could supply him for whatever long, you know, like. But we try, when we do a fast track, we try to get people 3 contracts, so they're like jumping from each one as more money comes in and different things like that. If you want to learn it, I've bought 4 different programs. If you do fast track with us, I would give you access to any one of the 4 or all 4 of them. So basically, you learn how it's done. Like we would do everything for you. So you're on a fast track, but you would have the training that you would be learning. And then you'd be like, hey, Amy, or whoever your manager is on your store, be like, hey, can we do this purchase? I just watched the training. Can we do this purchase order together? Or, hey, I just watched the repricing. I see how it works, but can I see how it really works? You know, like,
Right.
can I be
Yeah.
on there with you? So that's what we do with people. We basically are their partner for a certain amount of time, and then we're on call for a certain amount of time. And like I said, like people I've talked to that do this, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, yes, we have a contracted time for you, and maybe I might charge you because a lot of people, I mean, I used to pay my mentor $150 just for a 15-minute go over of a purchase order or keep a chart or whatever. I paid him that 4 different times. Plus I gave him $1,000 just for his course, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
but I'm not, I'm not going anywhere. We show people, what it's about. And then we get past the noise. That's what the fast track is. It's getting past the noise. Because what the bad thing about those Facebook groups, it's all those people that have never run a business or have the growth mindset or, just the mentality of what it takes. Like you got to do some things, like what it takes to just get over a couple of hurdles. And contracts and capital, man. Contracts and capital. I don't feel as though there's any competition, because for one, no matter what, like we're running 10 stores and eventually we'll have $10 million basically a month to buy in product between those 10 stores. I still can't buy enough like I will run out of money before I buy before I get run out of products to buy.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so
there's always more to buy.
Oh yeah. And then we're in the consumer mindset, like Amazon had never been over $1 billion. COVID hit, they went to 124 billion, just like that in quarter 4.
Right.
It's like, so someone has to supply that. 60% of that business has to come from me, you, and whoever wants to join Amazon Daily. 60% has to. Like there's antitrust laws. It has to come from us. So there's always new products coming, new accessibility to them, different things like that. So, but I get excited about it, man. Like
I'm excited about
the e-commerce business. By the year 2040, it's gonna go from it was like at 13% before COVID. Now it's at about 17% of online sales. By the year 2040, it'll be over 90% of all sales will be online.
Right.
80% growth. If you don't even know what you're doing, 80% growth is pretty damn cool to me.
Absolutely.
So
just
wherever you feel good coming in, man, just let me or Anton know. Like I said, we have an in-house team.
I would like to learn about it. I mean, I'm young, I'm driven. I think Anton already gave me like some login credentials and kind of like let me like bop around there. So I can definitely start educating myself while this fund and grow process goes. But I mean, sign me up, guys. Like I'm ready to start.
Hey, Drew, are you on Instagram? I want to give you an example.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram.
Go to Kenzo. Just look up at Kenzo, I think it is.
At Kenzo? How do you spell that?
Kenzo. Kenzo. Yep, it's at Kenzo. Kenzo.
Okay. Wholesale Amazon. I help everyday people and professions create active and automated income with Amazon.
So you just said that you're driven. That dude is 21 years old. He's the youngest Amazon millionaire.
Really?
Yes. He started Amazon only 4 years ago. When he was 16 years old. His first purchase was $7,500 worth of Sharpie markers. Now you're getting started with me or us. I'm just letting you know, Amazon, there is no limit to a person's drive. That dude just bought a $400,000 Maserati yesterday or last week, and he bought a 2020 Range Rover as well in the same week.
See, all I want is like an island in the like Caribbean or something in a fucking boat. That's good.
Hey, that's what I was saying. You don't have to be like him, but if you get contacts like him, you get to do whatever you want. He's right there down there in Florida. He's in those Porsche Towers or whatever. He's
Okay.
actually so he has 4 different wholesale warehouses. He has Florida, he has California, he has New Jersey, and he has Texas.
Okay.
So that he owns. So
Wow.
yeah. So he buys in bulk, fills them all up, and then he sells to people like me or you that want to buy some of he kind of uses us as his buying power. So like he'll go to a brand and be like, hey, I have $1 million to spend this month. And he basically uses us to fill that money up, which is kind of cool. But just an example, man. Amazon is no joke. Like it is literally no joke. And the cash flow is just awesome. So
yeah, and it's growing. It's not going anywhere.
it's not going anywhere, and it's growing. So take the logins that Anton's given you. Please start going through them, man. It's one of those things where this work is not hard. Like it's little tedious stuff. That's why we have a team that does a majority of the different things. But once you learn it, like, or have a good knowledge of it, like you can put your own spin on it, or you can see where something can be added from your experiences, different things like that. So that's what I like about it. Like I manage a team now, so I'll see certain things. So our team, just to give you an example, like just buying seasonally. A lot of people don't think about that. My team, they're from the Philippines, and all of a sudden they bought some Thanksgiving stuff after Thanksgiving. I was like, oh crap. We got to do a little education on that. Let's look forward. So I got a list of upcoming holidays, so we gave that to the team as so I don't know. It's kind of funny. And if you're a good talker, you call drivers all day long. Imagine if you got on the phone. This is what Kenzo does, or this is what our team does. But just imagine it's you. You're in Florida. One of the ports is Florida. Why do you think Kenzo has a place in Florida? Because one of the ports is there. Why do you think he has one in California? Because the ports are there. Why do you think he has one in New Jersey? Because the ports are there. Texas, why do you think is there? If you learn the process and you're calling so-and-so wholesaler by just doing a Google search or say whatever, right? You're wholesale, or you look up the names, like Google Maps, not Google search to be wholesale, like Google Maps, and you look and the address says KZ Wholesale or something like that. They don't have a website. They don't have this, that, the next. These people make money off quick movement of ships coming in, get it in, get it out, right? So a lot of these people don't get hit up, but you call. You have an expertise in calling. You call them now. Be like, hey, we're advancing our product selling list. We saw that you have you have wholesale or whatnot. We're just checking to see what your product list is. Do you have a file that we can look over? Well, why would we want to work with you? Well, to be honest with you, I'm actually a buyer for a conglomerate of buyers. We have a $100,000 buying budget monthly. If we were to do business together, you could rely on that type. Oh, okay, that sounds cool. Well, here's our list, right? Now, this is not a website. See, a lot of people do website stuff, and like these guys, no website. They see that you're legit. You have $100,000 to spend a month. They're calling you, or you make that first initial, it goes well. Now they're calling you. There's no it's a relation. It's quick movers. They move. They make money on. They do small margins, quick moving. You have an expertise in calling. You get a couple of these other contracts open on your own. You use your team, our team, whatever, to source it, run it through our software. You just built yourself a value add. You've just opened up some contracts that no one may have called or done, or whatever the case might be. So you
That's
can
something further on down the line I'd have to know a little bit more about. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. You can control your store and your market.
Yeah, you can by bringing, if you decide to use any of your expertise from what you currently have, you can advance a little bit faster or into more things that way. But yeah, man, that's basically it. We're excited. We plan to, with the trucking thing, our goal is to have 3 trucks by the end of the year. The Amazon stores, we're trying to get every partner making at least $3,000. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 of the 10 partners already making $3,000 a month, and none of them are a year old yet. So we're ahead of our 13-month projection, which
That's
is kind of
awesome.
cool.
That's fucking awesome. I love hearing that.
Yeah. So, and the different things coming along the pipe, like I said, like the YouTube automation, or like how you have that car renting, that's coming. You talk about nodes. We're going to actually put nodes on our trucks. So when it drives around, it's going to be mining for us and stuff like that. So it doesn't stop, man.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'd love to have a fleet of trucks too, man. I mean, like, that's something that's like, it's just finding the drivers. The drivers are the toughest part. That's what it comes down.
And that's what we're finding out. We just found out our company, they bought the actual driver's school.
Yeah.
So so they bought we just talked with them. I think they bought another one here recently. So they're doing whatever they can to get drivers. I suggested that they go to the military. That was brought up to me by a person that we're doing a fast track on. He's like, hey, I was a military driver. I had 1 million miles in Kuwait or whatever. I drove here. He's like, those reservists and all that stuff, they get practice every day. They're going to be reliable, sometimes more reliable because they come from a military background or something like that, and so that's something that we brought up with our trucking company as well to look at. And you're helping some vets as well, make sure they have a secure job. So for sure.
Hell yeah.
You have any questions for me, man?
Not right now. I don't think so. I guess the next step would just be to do fund and grow and get as much business credit as possible, and then get that Amazon store started. Right.
Yeah. If you have a business and you want to do the fast track with us, I can have my team start setting you up right now. So basically you just pay your $39.99 to get a business professional prime account. And we would give you a list of other things that you would need, like a reseller's license and stuff like that. So you don't have to pay taxes when you buy. We'd set you up with a Google Suite and a name, a Gmail name that makes you look professional. We would get you a Shopify store with your name on it. It wouldn't actually work, but it would make you look more professional. And then, like I said, we would get you a couple contracts. We would show you how we got them, how we analyze them. We would make the purchase order with you, so you can talk with your rep right away, or do it online. Either way, and then you would have a foot in the door. You'd start that journey of when you see people 4 years into it. Actually, it's kind of funny. Like Anton's thing just came up yesterday with a little YouTube video I did 1 year ago. Like 1 year ago, where I was at to now. Like my store increased from 149,000 to this past year I did 405,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So imagine in two
the credit card years. Just the credit card rewards on that alone.
Oh my gosh. That's the thing. Just imagine 2, 3, 4 more years from now. Like the credit card reward, you talk about that. Like my wife, I print them off. I get Target, I get Marshalls, I get TJ Maxx, I get Home Depot. Like I'll just get them sent here and I'll put them all on the counter. And whenever she's leaving, she'll just grab one. Like the kids, I got Foot Locker for them, Nike outlet for them. Like
yeah, cool.
don't even spend money anymore, man. Like,
Or,
it's all
or you
gift cards.
just get checks back, just pure cash. You know, you can get whatever. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, Costco credit card, the city credit card, they give you cash back every year.
Yep.
That's a really nice one. I've been using that for my business ever since I got my LLC.
Yep. That's another one where you can do straight cash if you want. So
Right. Well, I got a lot to think about. I'm definitely gonna be looking at those different classes that you guys have provided with me already, and then I need to make a phone call to Fund and Grow and get going on that so I can get on the same account as Halstead. And I mean, like, the sooner the better for all of this. And in all reality, like, I like what I'm hearing. I understand that there's risk involved. That's life. I'd rather put out monies on my business credit line and have a risk to, gain a reward. Nothing's ever 100%, but from what it sounds like, you guys have already you've been the guinea pigs already. And the first
we've
out
gone
the
through
door.
some humps. That's for sure. We've gone through some humps.
So, I mean, just with that, I mean, like, paying you guys is well worth the ticket, especially if like what you're saying is true, or if like after 13 months, we're going to guarantee that you get your money back or we'll pay you, So, no, I think this sounds really good. This sounds like a good start to a partnership, and I hope I can bring some assets to the table as well. And I'm always looking for a new way to make some money. You know what I mean? So it's always nice to have different avenues of income. So it's just like shifting around my monies right now, because I'm sitting at a lump sum of cash in my bank account, and I'm watching like all the prices go up everywhere, and it's like I need to do something with this money. It doesn't make any sense. It's just sitting here, So
yeah. Well, hopefully we can get like I said, the one company, they talk about the Turo thing, and you're renting out a car. Maybe you get good at that, or maybe you, instead of getting good at it, you pay someone else because you have some money, and now you have a little fleet of those going. Instead of one making 50, you have 5 making 250. A day or whatever the case might be. So that's cool.
Always
all right,
growing,
man. Well,
always
we'll get
growing.
back with you. Anton will get back with you. Like I said, it will just be setting up an Amazon store. Anton was just 5 months ago doing it, so he might be the one that sets it up with you or whatnot, and then we'll do the rest. So
hey, Damon, can we maybe we'll have Rika send off maybe the getting started email to him, so he can kind of just get that process started and what he needs, and then we'll just start there maybe.
Yeah, and anything that you don't have access to, we would have a guy that can get it for you. So like reseller certificates or tax exemptions or anything like that. We have someone, or you can do it yourself. Like myself personally, I hate doing things like that because I always think I'm gonna mess it up. Even though usually it's easy as a call or a click, I'm always like, you do it. Let me give you a couple dollars, you do it. But yeah, we'll get an email off to you so you can see what the process is that we put people through. It's an intro starter email showing you details of just going along the process. So.
Cool. Well, I'm excited, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, and I look forward to this. It's going to be fun to watch everyone grow in the next however many years. You know what I mean?
I gotta tell you. So your mom or your dad's from Florida and one's from Minnesota. Well, my dad's from the Bahamas and my mom's from Minnesota.
Cool.
So I was living in the Bahamas until 8th grade, and then had to move to Minnesota.
Oh no.
And yeah. So we're going to Florida on Sunday. Actually, we're going to Key Largo on Monday. I don't know how far away you are from there, but
that's down by the Keys, right?
So, yep, down by the Keys. But
about 3 hours away from there, St. Petersburg.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't. I can't. Well, my kids now, they won't let us move, but it would be nice to make that flip and go back little more southern.
Yeah, it's so beautiful down here. Like I don't mind the summers really. I mean, they're hot, but whatever. You kind of hide from the sun from like 12 to 4 every day. But yeah, I like it. It's fun. So
Cool. All right, man. We'll
Yeah.
talk soon.
all right. Thanks, Damian. Good talking
Yep.
with you.
All right.
Yep.
See you
All
guys.
right. Bye.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.